Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we were speaking with Allahi here. Now, considering how early on we are in the episode, I'm gonna have to be particular about how I say this. So, we learned that Allahi sold Rinatto perfectly decent herbs, however, his farming equipment is just dodgy and it will never plow in the way that he wants it to, if you catch my drift. Now, I'm hoping we can find a decent middle ground here, because Allahi wants this guy to stop slandering her. He wants his money back. So I'm thinking if we can just give him the money out of our own pocket, considering how much we have, that would be quite a decent middle ground. Now, very quickly, before I go and deal with Rinatto, if my math is correct, this episode should be coming out on May 14th, which is my birthday, and on my birthday, I get to be a wee bit cheeky. Those are the rules that I made up. So, if you would like to give me a little bit of a birthday present and you're not subscribed, then please do consider subscribing or just leaving a like. It really helps out the channel. And there we go. That is me done. I always leave that stuff for the end of an episode, but as I said, it's my birthday. I get to be a wee bit cheeky. Those are the rules. Those are my rules that I made up. Alrighty then, now let's go sort this man's dodgy dick. Okie doke, yes.
Sure.
It was down this way. Oh. A manfath or not, his spirit hungers for power in his old age. Aye. Why would Simic foster the Elmfath child from another tribe then? Fear of death curdles not only blood, but the spirit. Aye. Okay. You do you. Ooh, that reminds me, this was... Yeah, this is the house I didn't go in. Let's... Oh, okay, we need a key, so we won't go in there. Alrighty then, buddy.
Greetings.
Rinatto smiles broadly and throws his arms in the air at your arrival. My friend, welcome back. Have you recovered my coin? Oh. Okay, so there's no middle ground. There's no middle ground, got it. Lie, how do you think the Glanfathans will react if they find out you're dealing in stolen relics? Deceptive. Allahi gave me this beetle in a cage for you. She said your problem would end in the same place if you continue your stay in Twin Elms. Let me see what you've got for sale. Goodbye. Oh, okay. So we can't just give him the money. If we can't just give him the money, I'm inclined to just try and get this guy to leave. We don't need to threaten him. Well, this is still technically a threat, but we don't need to threaten him by saying we're gonna rip your dick off and feed it to the birds. Like, we don't need to be that aggro. We can just say, oh, we'll tell everyone you're dealing in stolen relics, piss off. There's no need to make an outright threat. How do you think the Glanfathans will react if they find out you're dealing in stolen relics? Oh, shit. Rinatto's jaw drops and his eyes lock with yours. You devious cad! I've done nothing of the sort. He folds his arms, puffing out his chest. And just what makes you think the Glanfathans would believe your lies over my good word? Might 18 requirement not met. Oh, Ximena! Ximena, why aren't you a buff bitch? Why are you not a buff bitch? Because I didn't want you to be. I wanted you to be live. Live and personable. Okay, so our only options are threaten this guy or go tell Allahi to give us his money. We're trying to get in good with these people. We want access to the rest of their city. It makes no sense to side with this random merchant over siding with someone who can put in a good word for us. And we don't have any kind of connection to this guy. I mean, yes, he is a Valian, but, like, I don't think that would matter too much to Ximena. Yeah, oh, he's a fellow countryman, like, and? Oh, I didn't... Why? Why? Yeah, I guess we're threatening this guy's penis. Alarihi gave me this beetle in a cage for you. She said your problem would end in the same place if you continued your stay in Twin Elms. Oh. Rinatto's face turns bright at the sight of the gift. Insufferable witch. She can shove that beetle in her... Oh my god! I'm sorry. She said, I'ma rip your dick off and feed it to the birds. He responds, your pussy stank. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Rinatto's face turns bright at the sight of the gift. Insufferable witch. She can shove that beetle in her fetid mating hole. Gesticulating with every word, spit flies from Rinatto's mouth as his voice grows louder. Her and her face-painting thugs will pay for this insult. He reaches out to strike the cage from your hands. Dexterity 15, quickly grab Rinatto's hand before it strikes, benevolent. Constitution 13, we can't do it. Resolve 15, command Rinatto to stop, or I wouldn't do that. For the first time, I'm drawn to this. I've never picked the aggressive options for Ximena, never. However, I've said it before, she prefers to use her words over her hands. Her weapon of choice is her tongue. She can make someone back down just from her own force of personality. This is a lot more Ximena than grabbing the guy's hand. Stop. Your booming voice halts the Valian mid-swing. He backs away from you, for a moment terrified of your presence, but quickly regains his bravado and throws himself at you with renewed vigour. Macchiato! The Valian merchant shouts at the top of his lungs. Savage, filthy animals! This damned city will burn! You hear a whistling sound from nearby. I'll kill you! Rinatto's voice gurgles mid-sentence. The tip of an arrow, gleaming red, protrudes from his throat. The merchant quivers in a quick spasm, flailing his arms. He drops to his knees, spurts of blood flowing down his chest. You look up and notice a Glanfathan archer approaching the scene. It's not our custom to tolerate squabbles between Estremorwen. The huntress begins to turn around, but her face lingers in your direction. The faint semblance of a smile crosses her lips. I'm sure you understand. Before you can reply, she walks away, moving with confident strides. Rinatto's arm twitches a final spasm as the merchant expires in a bloody, crumpled heap. Oh, damn. Yes, I am taking his shit. Sorry. I feel like if I had the might, I would have been able to persuade this guy to fuck off, but we can't do that. Even, like, I'm pretty sure the most might we have is on Aloth's hat. The skull head, which is like a +4, I want to say. Yeah, it's a +4. It's a +4. However, Ximena's got, like, no strength. She's got no might. Where can I... Where did you come from? Oh, it's the beetle! This small beetle gleams like a gem. Its manifold segmented legs tap rapidly along as it struggles to keep pace. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. You can live there. Yeah, it's the beetle from the cage. We're keeping it as a pet. Obviously, that is the Ximena thing to do. Yeah, she's only got a might of 11. That'd bring us up to 15. We can't... Like, if you have multiple things that add to might, it only takes one into consideration. We could have gotten up to 15. But no higher. Oh, that's a bugger. That's a bugger, but c'est la vie. The water is cool and crisp. Okay. Yeah, we'll go back to Alahi, give her the news. I wish we could have ended that peacefully, but there was no way we could. If we needed a might of 18, then there was no way in hell's chance that was ending peacefully. The guy just, he wanted violence. The man just wanted violence to defend his penis. He will not let another bloodline lead his 3 tusked warriors. What's going on over here? What is this gossip? What do you know? I want the deets, please. But they will not speak to me. You are welcome into our hearth. What news do you bring? Rinatto won't trouble you anymore. He's dead. Dead? Alahi's eyebrows raise, her posture stiffens. I am not surprised, given his behaviour thus far, but the death of a Valian merchant could bode poorly for trade. Reaching into her robes, Alahi produces a small pouch. Still, the matter is settled and Rinatto will no longer darken our market. Here is your payment for services rendered. Travel safely, Estremor. Twin Elms moderate positive. Yeah, I reckon we probably could have gotten more out of her. If we'd found a peaceful solution. Why? Why? Boo. Oh well. Thank you, Estremor. You have my okay, so nothing there. Considering she's a merchant, I wondered if, like, oh, she might give us, like, her private stock, but no. No, all of her stuff is in the marketplace, clearly. With the child, who was just like, she's over there! She's in hiding? Nope. I'll give you her location. Okay, it looks like their gossiping is done. Alright. Now, let's head up to the Celestial Sapling. We can hand in that missive. I'm thinking, you know what, I think I will go and see if we can speak to the, who was it, the Ememphath? I think it was the Ememphath. And after that, I'm going to focus on side questing for a bit. We've got a few side quests in this area, so we should get those done, especially if the game is wrapping up. Here's the thing, I'm a completionist. Don't make trouble and I won't have to thump your skull. Simple, right? It is simple. Thank you. Ooh, hello. Excuse me. Okay, I guess we can't look down there. Okay. Ooh, Nissia, that's a nice name. That's a nice name. Well, hello, frightened villager. Could buy passage to the Republics, maybe? Are you... Hello? Another moon godlike! Let me zoom in on you. That's a cute outfit. Those are Valian clothes. Oh my, are you another Valian moon godlike? There were 2 of us in the country. Dear God. The man looks up sharply as you approach, eyes going wide. You? Yeah, it is me. Hi. You're the one he's looking for. He sets down his wine. You killed Lord Raedric. What if I did? How dare you accuse me of something so heinous, deceptive? Keep it down, idiot. Here's the I was gonna say there can't be many Valian moon godlikes, however there might be 2 in the same room here. It's probably really well known. It says he's frightened, not angry, and he's looking to flee. He was saying, oh, maybe I could buy passage to the Republics. It's between 1 and 2. Here's... I want to know where this is going. This isn't an admission of guilt. It's like, what if I did? What if... I'm not admitting to anything. I'm just saying, what if I did? I want the deets. Why are you so interested in this? What if I did? No, you don't... What? What do you mean it didn't work? He was dead. We stabbed fuck out of him. Pardon? No, you don't understand. It didn't work. I'm one of the guards at the keep. Was one of the guards. He's killed most of them. The ones you didn't. Oh. Oh my god. Kulsk, he didn't last very long. Nothing but empty air, him. Nice enough to work for, I mean. Much nicer. But that didn't help him when Raedric came back. Gods, the screaming. His eyes. It was like he was burning inside. He shudders. He says he's come back to lead us like before. Says he's going to kill you for what you've done. I told him I'd find you, give you his challenge, do it all honourable, that sort of thing. He let me go, and I kept on running as far as my coin let me. He laughs bleakly. Funny, me running into you anyhow. Then perhaps I should seek him out. He's going to have to wait. I've got more important things to do. I suppose you have some kind of trap waiting for me back there. You mean I have a chance to kill him again? How could I refuse? And what's your stake in all of this? Well, a man doesn't want to die. That's his stake. We killed him because he was a local crazy guy and he was right on our doorstep. Now we have a local crazy guy on our doorstep and he's come back from the dead. What the we have to deal with him. We have to deal with him. Because he'll just come to our house and be like, knock, knock, bitch. I'm here, like... Yeah, is there a trap waiting for us? I suppose you have some kind of trap waiting for me back there? Who? Me and the poor fools Raedric threw off the ramparts. I haven't got a thing to do with him, and begging your pardon, but I'd rather keep as far from you as I can manage. Just going to sit here and drink until I don't remember a thing. I wish you all the luck in the world, friend. There's something awful in that keep, howling after your blood. Okay, 1 second. Who... Remind me... What's your domain? God of Death. Cycles. Huh, okay, I'm like... Thanks for showing me that. Right there. God of Death, Cycles, Doorways, Mortality, and Inevitability. The keeper of the cycle of life and death. Barath is thought to seek to claim the lives of those who have lived past their time. According to folklore, Barath is seen most often in the form of the Pallid Knight or the Usher, two skeletal characters who lead such people to their deaths by way of challenge or trickery. Dickhead! Dickhead! Sir! Sir! God damn it. Yeah, before there was a chance he was going to come after us. Now he is definitely going to come after us. We need to deal with him again. Sir, why can't you just die? Well, you did. You did, that's the problem. The unusual stone pulses with warmth. Hello? The tribes are so spiteful of outsiders, and yet trading with us has improved their lives a great deal. Another ogre, hi! As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Go on. You see a man browsing through some goods at a stall near the edge of a busy marketplace. This elf... That's not an elf, that's a godlike. That's a godlike. I think you're confused. This elf is standing against the side of a building nearby, seeming to look off into the distance. Although she gives the appearance of calmness, even nonchalance, her eyes are locked on the man across the street from her. Her gaze never wavers, never leaves him. He finishes browsing and wanders down the streets, looking from side to side. She waits for him to almost get lost in the crowd, then pushes away from the wall and follows him, always keeping him in sight but never getting close enough to be seen. Eventually, he turns down a side street, walking into an opulent residence with a private entrance. She approaches cautiously, watching him as he undoes a series of mystical locks in the door. When he finishes and the door swings open, she steps forward. At the sound, he turns to face her. She looks him in the eye, and there is an almost imperceptible flash in her gaze, and suddenly he is standing rigid, his eyes glazed. She smiles, extends her hand in greeting, and looks into his house. He takes her hand like someone in a trance, blank face never registering recognition. I can't wait to see all the goods you're going to give me, she says conversationally, and guides him into the house, glancing over her shoulder to ensure no one is watching them. This is a moon godlike who is potentially from the Valian Republics, given how she's dressed, and she's a thief. Ximena, you have someone who's trying to steal your identity. I hit my own headphones then. I was flailing my arm and I hit my own headphones, so I apologize if you heard that. But yeah, Ximena, you have someone trying to steal your identity. Admittedly, this person uses magic. Ximena doesn't use magic. She doesn't need magic to get into a guy's house. She can just persuade him, you weakling. But yeah, this is weird. It's weird how similar. Don't make trouble. Okay, we won't make trouble. We won't make trouble. Hello?
How do you do?
A middle-aged elven man stands behind the counter at the inn. He has a warm, open face and smiles pleasantly in greeting as you approach. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here, and those with interesting stories most welcome of all. Okay. Who are you? My name is Eleutherion. They call me Haggard Shoes for all the walking I used to do and all the boots I wore down, but those days are well behind me. My eyes have seen a great deal, and now my ears get their fill from the travellers who come through here. A fine way to spend one's day, to my thinking. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here, and those with interesting stories most welcome of all. Tell me about this place. Of course, Eleutheron's face brightens. I founded the inn many years ago, but in many ways its tale begins much earlier. It was while I was returning from a long journey south that I first heard the story of the tree upon which this inn rests. Hundreds of years ago, a strange event occurred. The sky was troubled that night, with many stars falling across the sky, and one of those same stars began to plummet, instead towards Eora. It fell here, striking a young tree and burying itself within it like a fiery heart, and that's this doohickey. But the tree survived, and over the years it grew and grew and grew, twice as big as its fellows in half the time, until it reached the size you see now and grew no more. Hearing the tale, I knew I must find the truth, and you see it there. He gestures towards the large stone at the centre of the room. Around the tree's heart, I built this inn, to welcome all travellers who might look upon it. Kana looks over at the stone and grins. A fine story. I'll carry that one home. Aw. Can I see what you have for sale? Of course. We offer meals and some supplies. Have a look. Okay. Oh. Hello. Spirit Spiral. Does anyone want that? Braces of deflection, celebrant's gloves. Deflection. You have the gauntlets. Maybe it's part of me's like, like I said, I'm like, this sounds familiar, but it could just be because it's alliteration, making me think I've heard that before, but I haven't. Yeah, no, clearly I haven't. Okay. And yeah, you didn't really have anything else I wanted. Oh, have a moment. I'd like a word with you. Okay. Well, who are you? Quineth.
Greetings.
A slender woman in dusty leathers locks eyes with you. It's good to see someone from more civilized lands around here. Her unkempt hair sprouts in wavy black tufts. Despite the fine features that sculpt her face, a cleft chin completes her boyish appearance. I'm learning firsthand the many shortcomings of Glanfathan hospitality. Her gloved hands come to rest on the pommel of a long estoc cinched low on her hip. I can almost forgive the hostility towards outsiders, but the temperate taverns and these watered-down drinks, inexcusable. I hope I don't seem too forward, but I need help, my friends, and you look like the right person for the job. A sly smile carves a dimple on her cheek, which is to say you're not Glanfathan, making you the closest thing I've got to an ally in this paranoid land. She gives you a coquettish sideways glance. And allies, well, they help each other, do they not? What help do you need? Who are you? I'm busy, but yeah, who are you? The woman pats the dust off her leggings and gives you an exaggerated curtsy. Where did I leave my ambassadorial manners? She flashes a mocking smile. I am Quineth. Pleasure to meet you. She lifts an eyebrow with a blushing smirk. For the time being, though, I'm just another Estremal minding her own business. What help do you need? My friends have drawn some unwanted attention. Quineth looks to both sides, scanning for uninvited listeners. Glanfathan scouts, and not just any mob of local zealots, the Fangs. She pauses to let the name settle in the air. The Fangs are a brutal, relentless bunch, eager to make an example of troublesome outsiders. As for why I need your help, her smile widens as she speaks. I need someone to warn the expedition that trouble is coming, and I need someone ready to fight if it comes to that. She taps her hand on the pommel of her estoc. With any luck, we'll reach my friends before the Fangs do, but if not, the Fangs have a reputation to uphold, so this might require spilling blood. Okay. Yeah, let's go through this. Why aren't you with the rest of your friends? Why not warn them yourself? Her posture stiffens at the question. It was my turn to handle Far Patrol. I spotted the Fangs on my trek back to camp. I knew that rejoining the main group would risk leading the enemy right back to the expedition. I know the woods and I know how to stay quiet, but I didn't want to stake my friends' lives on my ability to sneak past expert hunters like the Fangs. If they had noticed me warning my friends, we'd have been overrun. Quineth tilts her head to the side and points to you with a grin. But if they notice me and some reinforcements, like, say, you, well, at least then we can scare them off or put up a good fight. What did your friends do to draw the attention of the Fangs? Just setting foot in Glanfath is a good way to offend the tribes. I don't know how they picked up our trail. I suspect one of the newer scouts didn't cover his tracks well enough. When I spotted the Fangs, they were retracing a path the expedition had taken days before. Tell me more about your expedition. I like to think we're on a mission of reclamation. Quineth darts a shrewd smile. It said that our armies left behind many valuables in their hasty retreat from Glanfath at the end of the War of Black Trees. So the way I see it, we're simply gathering up what our ancestors left behind. I doubt the Glanfathans agree with me on this, she adds with a dimpled grin. My expedition set out from Defiance Bay, heading directly... My expedition set out from Defiance Bay, heading directly east to cross into Glanfathan lands. I split off once we arrived at the Bale, the natural frontier between our nations. The plan was for me to keep an eye on the Glanfathans while the main group scoured the target area. For days we eluded them. She walks her finger over the back of her leather glove, leaving a trail in the dusty surface. But the Fangs got wise to our presence. Your friends are trespassing. By local custom, they're criminals. Oh. Here's the thing, them being criminals doesn't really impact us. We're trying to get in good with the Glanfathans. We're trying to get in good with them. There's money to be made here. We could say we're going to help her and then go and side with the Glanfathans. We could do that. Here's the thing. I'm always inclined to pick up quests. I'm always inclined to pick them up. And I will say, so far, Pillars has been extremely good with giving you multiple ways to proceed. It's very rarely, okay, here's one path and here's how you're going to follow it. Like, literally, the number of times I've been able to blackmail people. The number of times I've been able to blackmail people in this game. I think we're going to pick it up and then we can consider how we're going to deal with this. I'll help you on the expedition. Gwyneth smiles with an overt display of dimples. Excellent. I know I could count on you. She leans in and whispers, assuming the Fangs didn't already get them, my friends should now be at or around the Pilgrim's Trail in the North Wold. The plan was to camp along the trail leading to a temple of Hylia. Find my comrades, warn them the Fangs are coming, and help them clear out of the forest. I'll head out first on my own to see if I can't lead the Fangs astray and buy us some time. She pulls her estoc a few inches out of its scabbard and cracks a smile. If the gods smile on us, we won't have to draw steel. Should it come to that, I'm glad you're on our side. At the mercy of the tribes. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking there'll probably be a few ways we can deal with that, so... Hello. Yeah, this is all theft, however...
Consider it done.
I do beg your pardon.
Give me a real challenge.
The bed rocks with the gentle swaying of the tree. Now, hello. Well, in the next episode, we will talk with this lady, but I'm just about out of time for this one. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, the named user, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.